Welcome to Rewards TV, where we featured millions of dollars in rewards for wanted fugitives, missing persons, and unsolved crimes. Help us solve these cases and you may be eligible to receive a reward. Thank you for watching. It was mid-afternoon on November 6 in 2003 when a customer found Superbike owner Scott Ponder and his close friend shop manager Brian Lucas dead outside the front of the business. Inside were the bodies of the other two employees, Scott's mother, bookkeeper Beverly Guy, and mechanic Chris Sherbert. Who committed the murders at Superbike Motorsports on Parris Bridge Road near Chesnee in Spartanburg County, and what was the motive? Was it a disgruntled customer, an act of revenge? Questions that still remain unanswered. Senior investigator William Gary of the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office said that there was no sign of a struggle. Gary believes one shooter killed all four victims but may have had other help. Case investigator Anthony LaChica claims Superbike's last customer completed a credit card transaction. As he left the shop, he noted two critical things: the presence of a young, thin white man in the store showroom and that Beverly was arguing with someone. Moments later, while Beverly was in the shop bathroom, it is believed that the killer attacked from the back of the building, ambushing Sherbert in the garage as he put oil into a motorcycle. After slaying the mechanic with several close-range shots, the killer then walked through the double doors and into the showroom where he killed Brian and Scott. On the way back to the garage, Beverly was shot as she left the bathroom. Beverly's husband claims that police officers initially made grave mistakes. They had somehow mixed up DNA samples and never tried to obtain fingerprints from those closest to the victims. The only lead is the person in the sketch. Officers know that this person was in the shop at the day of the murders, but can't locate him. A reward of $125,000 is being offered for any information leading to a conviction in this case. Please call 866-690-6847. That's 866-690-6847.
It's a cluttered storage building now. A few small signs are the only reminders of the thriving motorcycle and dirt bike business that used to be in this place on Parris Bridge Road near Chesnee. The only reminders that it is where four people were methodically murdered.
It almost like people were taken by surprise.
No sign of struggle?
No.
Mid-afternoon on November 6, 2003, a customer found Superbike Motorsports owner Scott Ponder and his close friend, shop manager Brian Lucas, dead outside the front of the business. Inside were the bodies of the other two employees, Scott's mother, bookkeeper Beverly Guy, and mechanic Chris Sherbert. Senior investigator William Gary with the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office believes one shooter killed all four victims, but may have had other help.
It could be that there was somebody here that was a lookout, somebody that called someone to let them know that there's nothing but employees here. It could be somebody that helped in the planning.
What was the motive for the murders? Superbike had customers across the country and big internet business. Could a customer have felt ripped off, angry enough to kill? What do law enforcement say about that?
Well, it does sound way out of place, and it doesn't mean that the person responsible for this, doesn't have some anger control issues. They probably expressed some anger towards this shop or some displeasement to this shop at some point before this happened, and may not have mentioned it ever again after it happened. It could be your neighbor, your coworker, your brother, your husband, your son, or your daughter, your wife. We don't believe, we can't say male or female 100%.
I think that was a hit.
Tom and Lorraine Lucas are the parents of victim Brian Lucas. They tell me he loved motorcycles and had a special talent for fixing them. The Lucases say their son's murder is the first thing and last thing they talk about every day.
I believe there was something going on within the business. Not saying it was drugs or not saying what it was, but there was something definitely going on in that particular business that went bad.
Something illegal.
Something illegal.
To help police dig up leads, the Lucases have turned to places filled with people accused or convicted of doing things illegal. South Carolina state prisons and local jails. Using an idea they saw on TV during a vacation, and through Tom's involvement with Crime Stoppers, they put together decks of playing cards inmates can buy.
A lot of prisoners, they play cards, people talk.
Each playing card profiles an unsolved South Carolina crime. The aces show the Lucas' son and the other Superbike victims. Authorities tell me the cards have generated half a dozen leads in the Superbike case.
UNU's motorcycle.
Detectives are still after the big break. They want to know who was driving these vehicles seen at Superbike the day of the murders and identify the man shown in this sketch. Investigator Gary says it's the only person they can't find who they know was in Superbike that day. What do you think that person's involvement was?
It's hard to say that, again. That could have been a lookout. It could have been the person that actually pulled the trigger. We don't know.
Thank you for watching this episode of Rewards TV. If you have any information regarding this case, please call our tip line or visit our website at www.rewardstv.net and email us. See you next week.